primero en inglés y luego las repito en español. So I'm Diego Pons here with the Community Language Cooperative, the CLC, and thanks for making this commitment towards language justice, which means we're trying to help create a space so people can participate and engage in the language of their heart, the language that you feel most comfortable in. We'll use simultaneous interpretation in English and Spanish for today's Zoom meeting. And after I finish saying this statement in both languages, we'll start the interpretation. Once interpretation is on, you'll be able to see that globe icon that'll say interpretation there in the bottom right-hand corner of your computer screen. I'll ask you to please select that globe icon when you see it appear on your screen, and to please select your preferred language. And if you're joining today's meeting on your cell phone or your tablet, you'll instead be looking for the More button or the three dots button to select your preferred language this other way. So if you're not fully bilingual, I'll strongly encourage you to select your preferred language so you can use the interpretation if anyone were to speak in the opposite language. And if you are bilingual, then just feel free to listen to everyone in their original language. Thank you so much for that. Buenas tardes a todos y a todas. Mi nombre es Diego Pons. Estoy aquí hoy de parte de la Cooperativa Comunitaria de la Justicia del Lenguaje, el CLC. Y gracias por invitarnos hoy a esta reunión y por comprometerse a servir a la justicia del lenguaje, lo cual significa que queremos crear un espacio para que todas las personas puedan participar e involucrarse en el idioma de su corazón, el idioma en el que todas las personas se sientan más cómodas. Vamos a utilizar hoy la interpretación simultánea para crear ese espacio en inglés y en español. Cuando yo termine de decir esto ahora, vamos a activar la interpretación y ya cuando se activa la interpretación, usted va a poder ver ese icono de globo de la Tierra que dirá interpretación ahí abajo en la derecha de su pantalla. Le voy a pedir que por favor elija ese icono globo de la Tierra y que por favor seleccione su idioma preferido. Y si usted está asistiendo hoy a la reunión en su celular o en su tableta, por favor, busque la opción que dice More, que quiere decir más en inglés, o tal vez un botón de 3 puntos que le permitirá a usted seleccionar su idioma preferido de esta otra manera. Si usted no es completamente bilingüe, yo le voy a aconsejar que elija su idioma preferido para que pueda utilizar la interpretación cuando alguien está hablando en el otro idioma. Si usted sí es bilingüe, siéntase libre de escuchar a todos hoy en su idioma original. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Diego. I am turning on interpretation now. So you should be able to select which language you'd like to listen to. I will be on the English channel. Okay, this session also has presentations that are available in both English and Spanish, and you can select which you would prefer to view via the view options that should be in the top right corner of your screen. Okay, next slide. Okay, hello again. Happy New Year and welcome to the second installment of our Disposable Bag Fee Educational Webinar Series. Today, we will be covering the new state law, the ban on plastic bags and foam. Next slide, please. We'd like to start by introducing the Office of Climate Action, Sustainability, and Resiliency, also referred to as CASR. CASR came together as an office in 2020 and has many teams who work on a range of projects, including buildings and homes, zero waste and circular economy, renewable energy and sustainable transportation, green workforce, and adaptation and resiliency. CASR is funded by the Climate Protection Fund, and this unique fund raises about $40 million a year to eliminate greenhouse gas emissions and air pollution, support climate adaptation, and create new jobs. Next slide. This webinar series is presented by the Zero Waste and Circular Economy team, which focuses on waste reduction programming and strategies to advance Denver's circular economy. Some of the programs we work on include the Bring Your Own Bag program, also known as the Disposable Bag Fee, Skip the Stuff, Reuse Denver, and Waste No More. Next slide, please. My name is Natalie Lana, and I'm the Disposable Bag Fee Program Administrator. My colleague Anna Erickson was unfortunately unable to join us today. We have been working with retailers and residents to support the implementation and enforcement of the disposable bag fee since March of 2022. We analyze program compliance and frequently engage in phone, email, and in-person outreach to retailers who may need additional support submitting their disposable bag fees. Next slide. Thank you to everyone who attended our first webinar on October 23rd. which covered disposable bag fee requirements. After today's webinar on the new state law, the ban on plastic bags and foam, we will meet once more in April to review these policies and discuss more opportunities for businesses to reduce waste in our final webinar of the series, How to Reduce Waste at Your Business. Next slide, please. For today's agenda, we will review the Disposable Bag Fee Requirements, Colorado's Plastic Pollution Reduction Act, which is also referred to as the PPRA, the ban on plastic disposable bags, the ban on expanded polystyrene or foam containers, what compliance requirements and timelines for these policies are, and some additional resources for retailers. Next slide, please. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. What is the Disposable Bag Fee Ordinance? This ordinance was enacted on July 1st of 2021. It requires that all stores within the city and county of Denver must charge 10 cents for each disposable carryout bag provided to a customer at checkout. The ordinance language is found in Chapter 2, Article 20 of the Denver Revised Municipal Code. Stores must remit 60% of the fees they collect to the city and county of Denver on a quarterly basis. Since July of 2021, the disposable bag fee has generated about $5 million that is kept in a special purpose revenue fund. This money is used in a variety of ways, including providing free reusable bags to residents and funding special projects in Denver to reduce the impact of single-use items and support a more circular economy. Next slide, please. I'd like to reiterate that the goal of the disposable bag fee is to encourage customers to bring their own bags when shopping. When the disposable bag fee ordinance took effect in July of 2021, it initiated a requirement for all retail stores in Denver to charge 10 cents for each disposable bag issued to customers at checkout and remit 60% of those collected fees to the city and county of Denver on a quarterly basis. The deadlines are always 20 days after the quarter ends, unless that happens to fall on a weekend. For example, the deadline for Q4 of 2023 disposable bag fee filings is today, January 22nd, since January 20th was a Saturday. As a rule of thumb, please keep these dates in mind for disposable bag fee filings. Q1 filings are due on April 20th, Q2 filings are due on July 20th, Q3 filings are due on October 20th, and Q4 filings are due on January 20th. Retailers can submit disposable bag fee quarterly filing forms online through eBiz or by mail with paper forms. The link to eBiz is included in the bottom right corner of this slide. If you require additional support with filing the disposable bag fee, please check out the recording of our previous webinar, Disposable Bag Fee Requirements, which includes an eBiz tutorial as well as an explanation of how to complete the paper form. This recording can be found on our website. Please also feel free to reach out to our team for additional support. Next slide. There are exemptions or instances where you do not have to charge the disposable bag fee. Do not charge the disposable bag fee on bags provided to customers who are participating in a state or federal food assistance program, bags that are used to package bulk items such as nuts or produce, or bags used to protect other purchase items from dampness. Newspaper bags, garment bags, and bags used to contain prescription drugs are also exempt from the disposable bag fee. In general, the bag fee only applies to disposable bags provided to customers at checkout for the purpose of transporting goods. I will provide more information about this in the next few slides. Next slide, please. You may have read in our communications to you over the past year about Colorado's Plastic Pollution Reduction Act. This was passed at the state level and influences all of Colorado's municipalities. There are many parts of this law, but the key goal is to reduce the pollution of long-lasting plastic products. As of January 2023, it required a 10-cent bag fee in all stores in Colorado, similar to the existing bag fee we have here in Denver. Beginning on January 1st of this year, 2024, the Plastic Pollution Reduction Act has initiated a statewide ban on plastic disposable bags and expanded polystyrene or foam containers. Denver's Disposable Bag Fee Ordinance has been updated to reflect these requirements, and all stores in Denver must follow the requirements put forward by our ordinance. Next slide. The state of Colorado grants municipalities with the responsibility to implement and enforce the Plastic Pollution Reduction Act in a way that is as stringent or more stringent than the state law. Because the Denver ordinance was implemented in 2021 with more strict requirements that currently exist in the state law, stores in Denver must follow our requirements. For example, the state law includes an exemption for small stores, which means stores that have fewer than 3 locations in the state of Colorado. This exemption does not apply to stores in Denver, who have been required to comply with the Disposable Bag Fee Ordinance since 2021. Therefore, because municipalities are able to implement more strict requirements than the state, all stores in Denver, regardless of size or number of locations, must comply with the disposable bag fee and the ban on plastic bags. Next slide, please. Let's review the definition of a plastic disposable bag. A disposable bag means any bag other than a reusable carryout bag provided to customers at checkout for the purpose of transporting goods. A plastic disposable bag is made of synthetic material derived from petroleum, oil, or gas byproducts. These are the bags that are affected by the Plastic Pollution Reduction Act. Next slide. Expanded polystyrene, also known as styrofoam, is made from blown polystyrene or other expanded or extruded foam. These are commonly used for takeout food and drinks and are also affected by the Plastic Pollution Reduction Act. Next slide. So, why is there a ban on plastic disposable bags and expanded polystyrene containers? These items are intended for single use and immediate disposal, meaning they generate a lot of waste in our city. These items are made from oil and gas, and they are not readily recyclable or biodegradable. Plastic disposable bags and expanded polystyrene containers break into tiny particles called microplastics, which pollute Colorado's land and waters for thousands of years and are very harmful to our wildlife and ecosystems. Because of this, the state of Colorado has taken action to prevent future environmental harm by placing a ban on these types of products. Next slide. As of January 1st, 2024, stores in Colorado may no longer build inventory of plastic disposable bags. If you have inventory that was purchased before January of 2024, you can use that in your store until June 1st of 2024. You must still charge 10 cents for all disposable bags issued to customers, regardless of material type, and remit 60% of those fees to the City and County of Denver quarterly. Next slide. As of June 1st, 2024, stores may no longer provide plastic disposable bags to customers at checkout. Paper disposable bags that are made from 100% recycled material may still be provided to customers. If you continue to offer paper bags, you must still charge 10 cents for each bag and remit 60% of those fees to the City and County of Denver on a quarterly basis. Next slide. As of June 1st, 2024, stores may no longer provide As of January 1st, 2024, stores may no longer build or purchase inventory of expanded polystyrene containers. Existing inventory that was purchased before January 1st of 2024 may be used until it is depleted. Next slide. In summary, as of January 1st, 2024, stores may no longer buy inventory of plastic disposable bags or expanded polystyrene containers. You may only issue inventory of these items purchased prior to 2024. So this means as you plan inventory for this year, you'll have to purchase alternative materials to plastic disposable bags and expanded polystyrene containers, or discontinue offering these types of materials in your store. On June 1st of 2024, you may no longer issue any plastic disposable bags you have remaining in your inventory. If you continue to distribute plastic disposable bags after this date, you will be in violation of the state and local law and may receive citations up to $999. The Zero Waste and Circular Economy team will provide opportunities for stores to properly recycle their remaining inventory of plastic bags this summer. So stay tuned for that. Next slide. As a reminder, please continue to use our website, which is denvergov.org/bringyourownbag. We have a specific section for businesses, as you can see here. Next slide. If you'd like to learn more about this program, please feel free to review the sections titled Overview, Frequently Asked Questions, Colorado Plastic Pollution Reduction Act. Let me turn on my pointer so that you can see. Excuse me. So yeah, if you want to review more information, you can see the overview, frequently asked questions, and Colorado Plastic Pollution Reduction Act. You may also access Denver's eBiz portal to file disposable bag fee quarterly returns through clicking Remit Fees online. If you would like to request an exemption from the disposable bag fee, you may also do so through the eBiz portal, or you can complete an exemption request form on our website. Our contact information can also be found on this page. You can see our phone number and a link to email us. If you need resources for your business, such as signage or employee training materials, please click on Retailer Guide. Next slide. Our Retailer Guide has free resources for you to print out and utilize in your store. These are meant to support you and your store as you begin the transition away from plastic disposable bags. Next slide. Another resource we would like to share with you is our Reuse Denver program. This program is aimed at helping small businesses save money by replacing single-use food serviceware with reusable ones. This is a great opportunity for businesses that are transitioning away from expanded polystyrene containers, as is required in Plastic Pollution Reduction Act. Businesses can receive up to $600 in funding, as well as support on how reusables can be incorporated into your business. You don't have to replace everything, but it is meant to help fund your transition away from single-use items like expanded polystyrene containers and plastic food serviceware. If you or someone you know has a business that is interested in transitioning away from single-use serviceware, please visit denvergov.org/reusedenver today. Next slide. Now's our opportunity to open the floor for Q&A. Please feel free to ask questions about anything covered in this presentation, anything related to the disposable bag fee, the Plastic Pollution Reduction Act, or our other programs. You may use the Q&A function on Zoom to submit your questions, and I will read them aloud. I think you can also send questions in the chat if you would like to. Okay, I see a question about paper bags. So paper bags are still permitted to be used in stores in Denver. There's no timeline for when that would be changing. But for this year and moving forward, paper bags should still have a 10-cent fee, just like any other disposable bag, but you can still provide them to customers after the ban on plastic bags. Okay, I see some more questions coming into the Q&A. Okay, do you know if there's a resource hub available for updates on the bag fee in other cities? That's a really good question. I would recommend going to the Plastic Pollution Reduction Act website for the state. And there should be information on different municipalities. You could also, just Google, if you wanted to see the city of Boulder's resources for their disposable bag fee, you can just Google disposable bag fee Boulder. But as of now, we, as in Denver, do not have a resource hub for other municipalities, but good question. Okay, I see another. Hello, I'm wondering if any messaging is being done to suppliers of polystyrene. It seems that the vendors should be prohibited from selling as well. That's also a really good point. Personally, our team is not reaching out to suppliers right now. I think that, is a good recommendation. But at this point, because of state law banning the purchase of these items, it's up to the stores to abide by that law. Okay, we have another question. After June 1st, can leftover plastic bags still be used to wrap items to prevent damage? That's a good question. So, as mentioned, the ban on plastic bags only applies to disposable plastic bags provided to customers at checkout for the purpose of transporting goods. So if you're thinking of maybe packaging fresh produce or meat in leftover plastic bags, those bags would be exempt from the ban. Good question. Okay, we have another question. Are compostable bags considered one-time use? It is a really good question. So yes, compostable bags are technically still considered one-time use, even if they are, certified compostable or certified recyclable. We have a specific definition for reusable bags that I can actually scroll to in our slides. So reusable bags have to be specifically made to be reused. Our ordinance defines that as, I believe, able to be used for carrying more than 22 pounds for at least 125 times or more. They must be durable and washable, made of cloth or fiber, and have handles. So yes, compostable bags are still considered single-use disposable bags. Okay, and I see some more questions in the chat as well. Is sales tax due on paper bags? That's another really good question. So within the disposable bag fee ordinance, you are not allowed to collect sales tax on bags provided to customers. It's a completely different fee that you have to charge for the 10-cent disposable bag fee, and it should not be reported for sales tax purposes. Okay, and I see another question. Are food trucks informed of the law? I asked some of them and they did not know about the new law. So our current outreach is focused on retail stores. So those are the main entities that we communicate with and that we have been supporting with this new law change. However, moving forward, we will start to reach out to more retail food establishments as well. We have another question in the Q&A. How are you enforcing the styrofoam ban in restaurants? This is another good question. Because the styrofoam ban allows for restaurants to use their remaining inventory, that was purchased before January of 2024. We will have to be careful about enforcing. We will have to be very mindful that there is no exact end date for when restaurants are permitted to provide expanded polystyrene. So you may continue to see it in restaurants moving forward, but we will, like I said, we will be doing additional outreach to retail food establishments and restaurants to let them know about these requirements. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for engaging and for your thoughtful questions. Do we have any more questions that we would like to review, or any comments from the audience? Just give it a few more minutes. Let's see another chat. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. I think we can close up the Q&A section. So thank you again for your time and participation in this webinar. This series will wrap up with a third webinar on April 23rd from 3 to 4 p.m. During this final webinar, we will review zero waste policies for businesses, such as the Disposable Bag Fee and Plastic Pollution Reduction Act, as well as provide resources and information on how to help your business reduce waste through participation in additional programs provided by our office. If you're interested in attending, please register for the link I am sending in the chat right now. Okay. So I just sent the registration for the next webinar in the chat. If you're interested in attending, it should be really interesting to learn more about reducing waste in businesses. Also great opportunities to save money through doing so. So thank you again, everybody, for your participation and for joining us today. We are always available to support you and answer questions you may have. So you can please reach out to our team email, which is bringyourownbag.finance@denvergov.org, or you can give us a call at 720-913-8510. Send this in the chat as well. Okay, well, thanks everybody. If you have any remaining questions, please feel free to reach out. I appreciate your attendance today, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I'm gonna stop the recording.